Oh, I see. What you doing over there, Tim? Oh, shoot. Is you
Hey,
dancing?
I was waiting for this one. This is because we're doing dance, right? Isn't that what we're doing? We're going to show them how to dance today. Is that it?
Bro, I'm
Woo!
looking at the schedule, and that's not today, man. Today, sit down, man. Sit down.
What?
No, today is
What?
not
Oh, I'm
dance.
sorry. What are we doing?
Today. Oh my God. Today we talking
Oh
music.
my.
You're close. You're close, but
Oh,
I turn you on the camera, and next thing I know, I see you up there dancing, doing your thing. Oh my God.
yeah. It's only our
But
second episode, you know.
you know, it's off the cuff. It's off the dome. But first of all, before we even get going, new intro. Huh? You like that? A little
Oh, I did.
Okay,
You
okay.
know what I
Little
liked
something.
about it, James?
Yes,
Here's
sir.
what I liked. What I liked about it was it had some bass, right? And it, you know what I mean? Because that gets you, it gets your heart pumping with some of that bass. Good job. I like that. I like
Well,
that a
just
lot.
I was called out a little bit last show, but before I even go down that road, I got things to say. First of all, everyone, thank you for joining us. J&T's Old School Tip. We're doing this bi-weekly, every 3 weeks, whenever. You know, we're doing this because the world needs a hug right now. So take 45 minutes. About things that matter. What we talked about last time? Last time we talked about just being older, seasoned.
Yeah.
You see a lot of gray here. You shaved. You look a lot better today.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
I look
Yeah. I
definitely
shaved.
like I
I shaved.
did some landscaping last night or something, which I did. Uh, but new show, new music. Before we can get going, I'm gonna shout out to your dude, one of your partners. What's his name? Vlado. Is that
Oh
his
yeah.
name?
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
dude
Yeah.
from Australia. So
Yep.
appreciate him though. You know, he gave some comments and some suggestions on YouTube. He talked about the music a little bit from the earlier show, so I want to revamp that. We got some some doper music. Said I wasn't talking loud enough, so I went out and bought a brand new microphone. So hopefully,
Look at you.
Vlado, I'm doing all right by you, sir. Okay, so I do want we do want your comments and your suggestions. Keep them coming, keep them going. We're doing this for the people, so you tell us what to do, and we'll make it happen. Where we starting, brother? Where we starting? We talking music. You know, there's a lot of things going on in music. We can go all kind of different ways. We can talk genres. We can talk about music today versus music yesterday. We can talk about I don't know fake music.
Ooh.
That. I probably shouldn't do that. I don't want to get anybody mad. I don't want to get the guy put his name in the presidential hat mad. Even
Yeah.
even though
Yep.
I
Yep. Yep. Yep.
even though I did cancel him. Oh, let's start this, man. Let's go all the way to the top and say who do we think is someone that we listen to now that we will always listen to. Who's your favorite artist?
Yeah. So okay. Let's talk
I
because we're
want to
talking.
start at the top of the mountain and then we'll work our way
Yeah.
down. We'll weave our
I
way. I
know.
want to start off with the goodness.
No, I agree because I think you know some of the youngsters on here who were
Mm-mm.
trying to provide some of the old school tips to listen to some of the old jams, right? And some of the old stuff still works, right? And you know, sometimes you have to adjust, sometimes you don't. And in general, I think from my perspective at the top, my favorite
I
artist.
know who the top is.
I
I'm just
know.
waiting to get this recorded.
I know. I'm trying to
Say it.
slowly get this
Say
out
it.
because not everybody's gonna know that my favorite artist of all time is Todd Shaw.
Uh-oh. Wait,
And
Todd Shaw.
yeah,
He doesn't go. Isn't there
yeah.
another name though that he goes by?
Well, he blows the whistle, so I'll kind of give you a little bit, give you a little bit of that going on. Blows the whistle. No, but who I've resonated with since my 20s has been Todd Shaw, better known as Too Short,
Oh my
out
goodness!
here.
Shouts out to
Yeah,
Oakland. Shouts out to the
yeah,
gay area.
yeah, yeah, yep, yep, yep. I actually, through my work, I spent some time with him, and he used to live in Vacaville, where Grace grew up, and he had a nice house out there. He had a pool in Vacaville with a dollar sign on it. And maybe that's another reason why I like the guy, because I love dollar signs.
You're all about the finance.
So I am. But if I was to also, I mean, I've got to give my heart and respect out for Prince as well. So I know you said your favorite artist, and it's not plural, but my boy Prince, when he passed, I mean, true. Purple Rain. So what about you, man? What about you?
You know, it's weird, right? Because as you know, I spent about a decade or so kind of behind the scenes with the music industry. I worked with like Bill Graham Presents and Clear Channel. So I got turned on to a lot of different music. So it's just gonna be a long answer to a long statement to a short answer. My very first show that I did with them was Rolling Stones. Did them in Oakland Coliseum, right? Doing that and experiencing that turned me on to just a whole different thing that I'd never been accustomed to. Then I went and did Bryan Adams. If you know the song Summer of '69, and for some reason I was turned on to him, right? So a lot of different genres that I did over relationships with a couple of artists as well, because I was in an interesting position. So, but still flashing back of all time, I would say my artist of choice is Stevie Wonder. Artist of choice. You know, it doesn't matter what genre, it doesn't matter what time or whatever. Stevie Wonder is kind of my guy. Everyone knows him, but I think if we go back to the 80s and the 90s, because I wanted to talk about time frames as well, probably I rocked out. I had a lot of Jodeci playing. I had a lot of Jodeci playing, and you know, that was definitely my go-to artist at that time. So Stevie, Jodeci. Today I'm probably more of Anthony Hamilton and John Legend kind of guy, though.
Yeah.
You know, see what happens when you get a little more seasoned. Your tastes kind of mellow out.
But that's a good point. That's a good point, James, because, you know, when I think about my kids, they do like some of the new stuff, but they also go back. They like the old stuff too. So for the youngsters out there, give the old school a chance. Look at that. There's my little godchild. Look at that. Huh? Alexa. Yeah, there's Alexa and Zach right there.
Hold on. I think you're saying Alexa. Let me make sure none of my stuff kicks
I know. She goes by Lex. And then I also have Emily on too, my other goddaughter, who shout out, Bon Jovi. All right. Cheers to that. But the point is like you can like all different types of music. It's okay. Right? Like, I mean, you couldn't get any different from Stevie Wonder to Too Short. I mean, hello. And look, we still talk. We're still friends. And Stevie Wonder and Too Short are like, you know,
I got some Too Short too. You know, like I said, I wish I could play some of it, but you know, we got some children on the line, and I don't want YouTube to copyright me or infringe me on some things. But he had some sayings that he would say a lot of times, and can't play those right. Can't play those right.
This is a kid's show. Yeah, this is a kid's show. But hey, listen, from a story perspective, this is interesting too. So speaking of influencing you, when I was in Virginia, I got to spend some time with Quincy Jones.
Okay.
And we were in a limo together with Grace. It was me and Quincy and Grace and Venus Flytrap. What's his name again? From WKRP in Cincinnati.
Yeah. I remember.
Yeah. Anyway, so we're in the car. Yeah, and he exactly. So Quincy was talking to Grace about Latin music and things like that, because he's really connected in with the Latin culture. But when he was on stage and I was able to introduce him, I handed it over to a young kid from high school, so that, you know, I could introduce Quincy on stage, or I went up there and I said, look, I'd rather have some young kid who has him as his idol. So this was a 17-year-old high school kid who has Quincy as his idol, gets to get on stage and replace me in front of 8,000 people. This is what music does to you, right? I mean, it gives me the chills just thinking about being on stage, Quincy coming out this young kid who was into music in his high school comes out, very low income high school too. I mean, it was like this kid was like in rough times in Richmond, Virginia. But one thing that the kid said, and one thing that Quincy said, was that music is universal.
True.
Music is universal. It brings everybody together and all that good stuff. So anyway, that's a story. You mentioned you're behind the scenes. I couldn't resist, but I just remembered about the Quincy scenario, and we know what he did, right? He produced Thriller.
he went on to make multi-billions of dollars working with it. Well, you know what? Well, now you mentioned that. You know, Michael. Yeah, Michael was huge in everyone's life. I may still have the 33, you know, the album around in storage somewhere, and you know, wore all the grooves out of that, but. Yeah, you mentioned, I mean, like Prince, Michael, those types of artists and groups were just the ones that will obviously stand the test of time.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how young you are, how old you are. You know someone who knows those songs, or you've been involved with family members who got married, got divorced, had a baby because of. Hopefully they didn't have too many babies with too short. But
we don't know how many kids. We don't know how many kids Todd has. Hunter wants me to do that.
Wants to do that Thriller dance.
Thriller dance. Yeah.
I'm gonna make that a meme. That's gonna go on your company intranet Monday morning.
What's it called when you do is it a boomerang? Is that what it's called? Where you take a picture and then it does is that boomerang or whatever?
Something like that. Yeah, my daughter taught me how to do that the other day. I'm not sure again. I don't know these things.
But you mentioned some artists, James, that I think there's a theme that's unfortunate. And you know where I'm going to go with this is artists that have stayed in our hearts and in our souls, but have passed away, right? If you think about Michael, right? And I don't want to get too deep on this old school tip, but you know, you got to enjoy the music while you have it. I mean, you've got MJ, you've got Prince. I mean, I mentioned Prince. You've got Biggie, you got Whitney Houston, Tupac. I mean, heck, even you gave a shout out to Blotto from Australia, who's sleeping right now because it's 2:30 in the morning. But Elvis died too early, right? I mean, it's you got to enjoy it while you can. You got to enjoy it while you can.
You mentioned Pac, so I actually, and you know the story. The day we lost Pac, I actually atoned that day. I didn't go to work that day.
Why would you?
I had to take the day off, and the last time I was in Vegas, of course, I walked by that intersection on the road. Poor little. I didn't have any liquor with me. It was in the daytime. I was on a business trip. Pour a little Gatorade out, because you know, those types of artists leave something with you. So
they do, and it's unfortunate because it's all this violence and stuff, and you know, we could talk about that with music too. It's kind of like the love versus the violent type music.
Well, that's almost kind of a contrast. I think some of that was there in the past, but most of that is there, I think, today. And I mean, that's kind of a thought that we can talk about right now, right? Since you brought it up. Back in the day, it was love, it was partying, it was
sensual.
Yeah, and it was lyrics. But wait a minute, watch yourself now. But today's music is all very different. There's a lot of anger for whatever reason, for known reasons and for some unknown reason. But there's a lot of showboating. There's just a lot of folks that have different modes and premises behind their music today. And if we talk about the rap music, there's a lot of folks that can't rap.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, they don't have real lyrics, so we can talk about that as well. But you know, tell me about your thoughts on today's music again versus you bring up someone like you know, like Stevie, like Prince, like whoever, you know, just now coming out today. The one-hit wonders is what I'm going to call them, because I don't think next year they're going to be, some of these folks are going to be around.
Yeah, I mean, well, you bring up one-hit wonders, and we had ours too. Vanilla Ice, right? I mean, we had him out there running around. We had and fake music. We had Milli Vanilli, like faking music, right? I mean, so this isn't just a new today music thing. We also, you know, one of the one-hit like Shannon. I mean, Oh my gosh, what was that song called? Give Me Tonight or something? Oh my
No, let the
gosh,
music
that
was that let the
or
music
Let the
play?
Music Play or Give
Oh,
Me
I had
Tonight.
that. Back in my little DJ
Oh,
days, try to be like your brother. I had that too. I was scratching the
whoa.
hell out of that.
Yeah, so I mean, so let's be frank here, right? We had one hit wonders back then, but today's music, I mean, and that's why I think a lot of young people they go back and they listen to what we listened to in the 80s. Now the 90s, I don't even know what the 90s was. I can't even remember the 90s was like the lost decade, but they go
90s was
back.
weird.
Yeah, 90s was weird. I shouldn't disrespect the 90s. There were a few
Well,
things here
but
and there.
Heather did bring up. I think Whitney was back in the '90s, so
Yeah, yeah,
we'll give that out. And again, someone we lost too soon, messing with Bobby
fair
Brown
enough.
and smoking that crack.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
damn.
yeah. I mean, it's too bad. But today, I think some of the youngsters that are smart, they go back and they live the past music and they kind of rejuvenate themselves with that. And then in today's music, but there is some good music today, and I'm going to throw this out. I know, oh my goodness,
Talk to me.
my
Talk to me. Who you
my
got?
my no, my Twitter is going to blow up.
Blow it
If
up.
I had one, but like I mean, I kind of moved away from rap. Like the furthest I go back is, like the Too Shorts, the E40s of the world. Oh, we can talk about E40 too.
We can talk
We
about
but
it.
we go back and today I just can't get into it. So I've kind of transitioned to other types of music as well. Like I like a lot of
What you?
R&B, a little
I'm gonna say, would
softer
you?
R&B.
You're not soft pop now. You're not listening to what's that? What's his name? I don't know. Bobby Bublé or
Yeah, well, hey, I've got Bobby. I got Bobby, but more like I listen to. Oh, I don't even want to say this out loud, but I love Ed Sheeran,
No, that's cool.
and
No, hey,
I
Ed Sheeran's dope,
do.
man. Ed Sheeran is so he's close with Jamie Foxx. There was
Yeah,
a
yeah.
story that Jay Fox did on his show, The Foxhole, back on Sirius one time when Ed Sheeran was just getting ready to come over. That Sheeran stayed with Fox and they did music together, and Jamie was like, "This guy is gonna be all right." But no, Ed Sheeran's nice, man.
Well, and the ones that I like the most with Ed is when he plays with other people. And again, I don't remember all the names of all the artists that you share with, but there's this song, Take Me Back to London, it brings me back to like some rap days because he has a couple rappers on
Yeah,
there and it's like I was like, wow. So anyway, today's music, I don't know any of the artists. I mean, even my daughter, Jess, Alec, it's just, and it's kind of not, it's not even real because they do voiceovers and weird, they
right.
don't even play the drums or the guitar
That's a problem.
anymore.
That's a
And
problem, right? I'm
yeah,
like you. I like folks who can pick up an instrument and can either read music or can do the Alicia Keys thing, get behind the keyboards, right? Folks that can actually have taken music appreciation back in school like we did. I mean, that was a pivotal class for me back when I was in school, taking music appreciation. So that I love. Um, but that's interesting because I'm thinking the same way. I'm so staying in the R&B and the kind of the rap genre right now. Then we'll go on to some other ones. But today's artists, I already mentioned Anthony Hamilton. I still consider him a newer uh, R&B artist. Jay Z is someone
mm,
who will never go away, right? So I got him as someone that's on my list. I'm trying to think. My son got me listening to J. Cole. So
oh,
I'm rocking with J. Cole too a little bit. Shouts out Isaiah. I don't know if he's probably still asleep,
Isaiah's
maybe,
sleeping hard
but
right now, hard right now.
yeah, but he got me listening to that and Kendrick. So Kendrick Lamar's got lyricists who can go out there and bend words and talk like that. I mean, I really like those kinds of folks.
Hey, what about
But
Bruno Mars? Grace just threw up Bruno Mars, man. I mean,
I get tired.
oh, see, you cut out. You cut out when you said you get
His range.
tired.
I
You
just
cut
when he
out.
was on top of the world. No, I got tired when he was so big because he was so big, and every time you turned on the radio, it was Bruno Mars and somebody else.
Yeah.
But no, he's good. He's got an amazing voice. He's got all the choreography down. He's a good
He's
entertainer too.
positive.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, he's an entertainer. He's positive, and that's what we need more of. Like, I listen to his music and I get excited. I remember coming back from Napa. We were out wine tasting and had a bunch of people with us, and we're listening to him back when he was like really, really popular with his music, and it just kind of gets you pumped up as opposed to all the shoot them and kill them and beat them up and and all that stuff.
And again, that's yesterday versus today. That's what's in a lot of today's music. Take a look at my watches and my chains. Look, you and I, we got the watches, we got the check, but we don't need to talk about them every single minute to be the voyeurism, right? Look at me, look at me. I mean, it was a lot different actually back in the day versus what it is now. People trying to put on airs and shoot guns, and they don't even have a gun in their they don't have a gun safe, right?
And even people like what's her name, who has a lot of frustration. Like I wonder what happened to like think about back in the day. We had that song by The Deal, like 2 occasions. I love you.
You talk about
day and night, right? Like, I love you day and night. There's only 2 times I love you. It's day and night, right? And it's love and then today you get people like Taylor Swift, who are and again, no offense to Taylor Swift. No, I'm not. No, because the only thing about Taylor Swift is like, you don't want to be a boyfriend of hers, because if you break up, I mean, you've got a song written about you. Done. Boom. You're like,
be a hit record. Everyone will know how terrible you are.
Exactly. So, I mean, I don't like her music much, but and I know she does some good things, but I'm like, that's an example. It's like, there's no love. It's like frustration. You broke up with me. You're bad. And she makes, $100 million. I just, a week. Yeah. For that one song, one time. Yeah.
I wonder what the guy gets for that, who she talked bad about. I wonder if he gets any like residual for.
Yeah, he should, whoever he is. I don't even follow it, but I know I hear about it from my goddaughters and others that, that play that kind of music, but it's just not my thing. It's not my thing. I like positive music. I like, stuff that gets you going and motivates you and get you excited. So, hey, motivations. I got to talk about this just for, oh my gosh, I can't. This is what I love the most about music is you get motivated by it, or at least most of it's motivating. Like Grace had brought up salsa, merengue, and some Latin music, which gets you kind of pumped up, get you want to go on the dance floor, get fuego. That means get on fire. But motivation,
multilingual over here.
Oh yeah. Yo hablo español. So Sherman's not on today, but Sherman would remember this, or maybe he is on. I don't know, but when music can do this for you, physically can do things for you, right? Okay. So it's 1987. So let's rewind the tape. Wow. We're lacing up our basketball shoes. We're getting ready. Boom, boom. We're doing warm-ups, right? We always did the warm, and we weren't really that good in 87. 86, I think we went for the state champ, but then 87 we didn't do so well. But anyway, so we're warming up and we're rolling, and I'll never forget the song that we used to represent our team.
Hammer
was Hammer. Dream Team. I don't know who sang that. The Dream Team is in the house.
The LA Dream Team.
Yeah. LA Dream Team. Yeah. So Dream Team is in the house. Right. And I just loved the song. Right. So I mean, I'm only 6 feet tall, and I have some challenges with my ability to jump. And so,
about that, I think.
Yeah, there is, and it's true too. It's not a stereotype; it's true. We just can't jump. It is what it is. So we're warming up, and Sherman passes me the ball. Like, he's over on the one side, I'm on the other. He gives me the ball. I take it. I go up the center of the court in warm-ups, listening to Dream Team. And I get so pumped up because that song was like energizing me that I dunked. Like, I physically, as a 6-foot lame white guy that can't jump, I got up and I dunked. The first and only time in my life have I ever dunked, the one time, to the song LA Dream Team is in the house. And that's what music does for you, at least then. I don't know what it does for you today, but very, very motivating. But sorry for the history
No,
lesson there, but man,
I tell you what. When we get out of this lockdown, I'm gonna bring my old box. I'm gonna download the song. Dream Team's in the house, and we'll go find a hoe. See if you can still get it up just a little bit there. You know, we'll do what we can. Oh, but my man Joe here with a law. I read it, but I figured I'll make sure. It
oh, that's
wasn't anything.
Blotto. That's Blotto, by the way.
That's my man
James.
Vlado. Hey,
That's
hey,
your boy
talk to me.
Blotto.
Hey, leave me a comment, man. Can you hear me now, brother? You know, I went out and bought this microphone all because of you. Didn't tell my wife how much it cost on Amazon. And, I'm always giving her a hard time, but had to put a little bit more skin in the game. Yeah, you're right, man. Joe, Vlado, that's it's true, man. It's too much computer generated, too many 808s instead of folks actually using real drums and real percussions and stuff like that. So we agree with you on that. Motivation, I like that. LA Dream Team. Let's see.
Well, what do you listen to when you go to the lab, James? What do you listen to when you're at the lab? Because you got to be motivated to lift those weights.
I just pulled up my I pulled up two playlists. I've got one playlist called Real Music, and that's kind of the one when it's late night. I'm behind the desk by the computer creating content or whatever, and that's my mellow music. But let's see, when I go to the lab, let's see, I got Cole, Drake, Wayne, Khaled, Fat Joe. I got a little Limp Biscuit in there too.
Oh, Limp Biscuit.
Rolling.
Fat Joe at the lab. That's ironic.
Lincoln Park was huge for me, man. When I did their shows with Shinoda and rest his soul, Chester, man, we lost Chester. But,
Chester, wow, yeah.
Cried for that too. Metallica, I got them on here. Enter Sandman, I did when they did with the orchestra in Berkeley, the Black Album. So I still follow folks again. That whole period of my life. So shouts out to Ron Little. Shouts out to Christy Feener. I mean, those folks were the ones that brought me into Bill Graham Presents and Clear Channel and put me in the position to be close and around winners, top artists. I mean, I got to hang out backstage with the Paul McCartneys of the world. I got to have get to know Cyndi Lauper. I mean, I carried Shania Twain around Arco Arena on a chariot. Well, I didn't carry her. I had other guys do it, but I was supervising it. I gave oxygen to Steven Tyler. I almost forgot his name, from Aerosmith. Yeah, we had A stage and a B stage at the amphitheater in up here in the middle of nowhere. Amphitheater here in NorCal. So we had A stage and B stage, and he was walking the whole band from one location to the other. Before he got on stage, I had to give Steven Tyler oxygen. How many people have been able to say they can do that? Have you ever given Prince oxygen?
No, I haven't given oxygen to anybody.
You know, so things like that. I got a little Breezy in there, a little Chris Brown, yeah, that. So you know, I like what he has to say sometimes. What'll probably surprise you. I'm trying to find her name. I've got some instrumentals in here as well. God, what's her name? Lindsey Stirling. It's a song called Elements. She's a violinist. She's a classically trained violin. Lindsey Stirling. Check that out. She's got some nice music that, you know, upbeat, good for working out and everything. Just good vibe to it. So look,
wait, say the name again. Say the name, because my goddaughter Lex plays the violin. So who does she need to listen to again to motivate her?
Lindsey Stirling. I'll actually put it in there.
All right, Lindsey Stirling. Lex, make sure you jump on that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, yeah, you don't want to. I mean, everyone is motivated different. To your point, Lindsay's. Yeah. So I'm looking at my list right here that I do, and again, it does motivate you. And I know some of the new kids today.
I spelled it wrong.
Oh, do it. Hold on. You got it.
I'm not
gonna
do it right now.
I've got artists, James, like Into Deep, Wiz Khalifa, Tupac. I mean, I got Dr. Dre. I got
Yep.
Pitbull. But you know what I got? You know what's motivating? I shouldn't say this out loud, so don't cut this out. Cut this part out because I know it's
sure. Let me get
recorded,
ready to
right?
cut it out. Let me
Get ready to cut this out. But Jennifer Lopez, like
Okay.
I've got a song On the Floor because it features Pitbull. Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
that thing I could just run 10 miles with that song on. I love that one. So, got to be motivated. Got to be motivated.
You brought that up to me a couple of weeks ago, little J Lo, and for some reason I think I looked it up. I don't know if I added that to my. I wasn't ready to add Jennifer Lopez to my playlist. I got to get there. I'll get there, but I don't.
But you know what's weird about me though, James, is it seems like every song I have on my motivation list, there's always a featuring. Like I've got E40, Tell Me Where to Go, but it's featuring somebody.
Okay.
I got Party Rock featuring someone, On the Floor featuring Pitbull. Maybe I'm just a guy who can't stick to one artist, that they have to have a feature with it as well. So that could be.
You like the remix? You're like the Sean Puffy Combs of
yeah.
You got
the P
to have
Diddy's, the P Diddy's of the world.
Oh,
Grace threw up a little Earth, Wind, and Fire.
She threw up the elements. So but again, that's you don't get that music anymore. I helped my buddy Tall Boy Corey Sanders. He did an interview yesterday with the Whispers, right? Old school R&B soul group, been around for 50 plus years out there doing their thing. But folks like them, the Whispers, Earth, Wind, and Fire, folks, they just keep singing about stuff that matters: love, family, relationships, fun. And that stands the test of time, as opposed to some of this other stuff that we got going on out there. So,
well. Speak of the Whispers, they had a song that I just absolutely love. My kids love it. It's called "And the Beat Goes On." You know that one, and on. And here's another old school tip, you guys, to the youngsters out there: songs today are short. 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes, like they lose their patience, or maybe it's a money thing where they want to just do a song and move on, do a song, move on.
Well,
and the Whispers,
youngsters are impatient, right? We can't keep their attention too long. That's what it is.
No. But it's hard for me to pay attention to the Beat Goes On, because I looked it up. I Googled long songs. If you Google long songs, it comes back with songs all from like the 70s, 80s, and early 90s. There's no long songs of 2020. The Whispers and the Beat Goes On, 7 minutes and 30 seconds. So that's an ironic title, because it is a true title, because the beat just never stops. Man.
So the first mainstream rap song, remember, was it Rappers Delight?
Yeah. Rapper's Delight was the first one. Yeah,
that was like 20 minutes long, and that never ended.
Right? I didn't want it to end. I mean, that was one of my favorite songs.
Right. So yeah, that just kept going. Was it Controversy by Prince? I think that he had extended versions of that too. So that's crazy. Let's talk about this. So we've talked a number of artists, number of groups. What was the first time you actually went to see a show in person? What was your first concert?
On the last show we talked about, for some whatever, we go off in tangents, which is interesting. That's what we do. I know. But the last time we talked about cruising. Remember? You go down to cruise in Fairfield, you listen to a little In Too Deep or whatever you're cruising down. And concerts are the same thing. So I'm trying to think of, like, back in the day, my first concert ever was Run DMC.
Wow.
in Sacramento, and they flew in on a helicopter, and they landed the helicopter, and then they came out. I mean, I get chills to this day. Run DMC was my first concert. It was like, oh man. So yeah, I don't know if they do concert. Well, I know they do festivals today, a lot of festivals, because again, kids today can't go to see one person, right? You want to go to a concert.
You got me want to stand up, and yeah, that's a whole different thing,
right? I mean, festivals and all that. Oh, goodness.
All day,
anyway, what about
you? Multiple days, the entire weekend. The Coachellas.
Yeah,
I've done a couple of them too. I've done like the Guinness Flaws.
What's the one in Napa? What's the one in Napa? Because we went to that one
Bottle
for a
Rock.
half an hour. Bottle Rock, yeah.
Bottle.
Jessica brought us to
Yeah.
Bottle Rock, and we
Yeah.
saw Bruno there
Okay.
actually.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
My
Oh,
first
look,
show.
real quick though, real
Oh,
quick.
Summer Jam.
Look,
I was
no,
there.
yeah, summer jams. Those were great, Heather. And but here's the thing.
Oh,
Summer jam is like a festival of today, right? Like Heather can't determine, I don't want to go see one person. I don't want to go see Carrie Underwood. I don't want to go see whatever. I got to go to summer jam because it's a multitude of music because I can't stick to one thing.
and it's at Shoreline, and it's 1,000 degrees.
Yeah.
Yeah. So folks who don't know it, it's down in the Bay Area here in NorCal. At was it KMEL that used to host that,
Yeah.
or was it? Yeah.
Cameo.
Man,
Cameo. Yeah.
so Cameron Paul back in the day, shouts out to him, old DJ. I think your brother, he was the one who turned me on to him. But yeah, Summer Jams, that was the first place I saw Albie Shore.
Oh,
I don't know why I
yeah.
remember Albie Shore of all the people that I've gone to so many of them, but yeah, sitting right. Oh, because I was in the front. I was in the front row, and man, those were really cool. The venue was pretty nice too. I didn't like the seats because the seats were so angled, and when you walk up those stairs, you almost fall and crack your head. But
Well, what was your first concert?
my first concert, and I see my dad's online, so and he would know this because we talk about this all the time. My first show, he took me to see Cameo in Virginia
Oh,
at
nice.
Hampton Coliseum or Hampton whatever. I think it was in Virginia. We went to go see Cameo, and we were sitting right on the stage right side, near the seat kills on the side. Um, and we got to see as they were backstage, getting ready to go on stage. So we saw all of that interaction behind the scenes, getting mic'd up and drinking water and getting taught. So we got to see the behind the scenes and the actual show. That was my first show that I ever went to, and that was so cool. That was so cool.
Was it just Cameo too?
It was just Cameo. It was
Oh,
that's all
wow.
I
Wow.
remember. That's all I remember. But yeah,
Well, because Grace, you saw Grace, she did Rick James cameo in One Way at the Oakland Coliseum.
he said one Rick James in one way. That's cool. And look, yeah, Jen with the Bobby Brown.
Oh,
Took,
Jen,
took
Bobby.
her mom, or her mom took her because it was eighth grade. But go and do a little my prerogative.
Oh, goodness. Bobby
Which
Brown.
we talked about I think last show as well. You missed because again Bobby was at our Disneyland grad night that you missed. He weren't able to make it, but yeah, he was our star performer that night, which was crazy.
Well, look at yeah, Vlado. So here's the funny thing about Vlado. So for those of you that don't know Vlado, he's in Australia right now.
Why don't
It's
we
three
bring
o'clock.
Blotto online one day?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
If
One
it's three
day.
o'clock, he can still come on. He's commenting. I think this guy needs to be on the show. Blotto,
I
that's
mean, it's
reach out to him.
3 o'clock in the morning. 3 o'clock in the morning. Vlado's in Australia, and but look what he says. He says my first concert was the Rolling Stones, which is great in Adelaide.
Yeah.
Adelaide is in South Australia, but what's the first word he uses in around? Like he doesn't even, like Blotto's like around 19. I don't know if it was 1978 or 74. I'm not sure.
There's 10 years
That's
in the
funny.
decade, brother. 71, 79, somewhere in between. Somewhere in between.
That's awesome. That's awesome. We
Yeah,
love you, Blotto.
yeah, yeah. We need to get you on. You got me spending money. We need to get you some airtime as well, brother. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. So
What else
first
we got?
concert? What was your last show that you went to? If you can remember that, it was easy. It's easy to remember your first one because that one resonates and has more meaning. What was the last show you actually went to?
Well, it was I need Grace around. We were in Vegas and Grace and I went and it was it wasn't Enrique Iglesias, it was
Was it the Sun? No,
no,
Enrique is the
no.
Sun.
Yeah, Enrique is the son. Hold on, I got it. I just give me this. I feel terrible right now. But Mark Anthony. It was Mark Anthony. So we saw Mark Anthony in Vegas was my last one. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
What was your latest one?
Don't ask me because I don't remember. Hold on. Again, when I left Clear Channel, I really and Jen can attest to this. can't go to a show and relax, right? Because I'm looking at everything that's happening stage right, stage, front of stage. I'm looking at all the operational pieces of what's going on instead of enjoying who's supposed to be on the show. Damn, I can't think. It may have been John Legend. We were actually supposed to go see John Legend in a couple weeks or next month down in San Diego, but this virus got us. So we couldn't get
Well, what? Okay, so I see some things coming across. Jessica was Ricky Martin. Jen was Lady Gaga. I think Jess also went to go see Beyonce at the new San Francisco 49er Stadium.
Okay.
But forget about that. Well, what about who do you wish you could see, right? Like who do you like you missed the boat and it's too late. What's that concert?
And I've had this conversation before. The only person in my time that I did not get to go see before we lost him was Michael. I saw everybody else.
Yeah.
I did Prince a number of times. I got Jen into some private Prince shows. I did, again, the Stones, did anyone who was relevant for about that 10-year period when I swear music was real. Got to do, but yeah, the only person that I did not get to see was Michael. I got to do Janet, and all that. I got to do Janet's show.
Oh, you did Pleasure Principle.
Let's get the words right.
Yeah.
No, the album after that. The album after that.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, look at all this. We got everybody's like Eli, Jessica's boyfriend, Gray Boy All Stars. All right. And then we got AC/DC with my brother.
Who is that? I don't know.
Little Back in Black. I like that. Prince. Bill Withers. All right.
The Butterini family's kicking in. This is a good time to have the show for the Butterini family. You guys get up on Saturday mornings.
I think we do. Well, you know what? Here's the artist, and Grace does this. We just are devastated by Prince. I mean, I'm just telling you.
Yeah.
We went and actually saw where he lives and and we reminisced and we wrote on his wall out front. I mean, we love Prince. But Elton John is one that we wish, or at least I wish we could engage with. But anyway,
well, he's still performing, right? I mean,
I know it's hard.
And he's still. He's out there doing stuff with Marshall Mathers, so he's crossing boundaries and doing different things. You might see him at a Eminem show.
Marshall Mathers. Who's Marshall Mathers? For those on the line that don't know who Marshall Mathers is,
I gave his government name, for Eminem there.
His arrest warrant name.
Oh my God,
Marshall Mathers.
That's crazy. That's great. I'm just keeping up with the comments. So that's good. I think that this means that we've resonated with folks because they're coming up with all kinds of different shows and things that hit them. Jen, you're online. Talk to me. Remind me, because I don't remember these things. Who was the last show that we went to go see? Oh no, I know who one we went to go see, and you told me in the pre-show that you were going to ask a specific question. And that artist is that last show. It's not my very last show, but one of the last shows I went to go see. So you know what I'm talking about? You were going to ask, because we've talked about who we admire the most, who we remember the most. You were going to ask a question about who do we maybe, at this point in time, wish we didn't like as much.
Oh.
And I didn't even tell you, right? Because I wanted to throw this out there. I wanted to see the comments just blow up.
Oh, well, there's already comments blowing up because we can't forget about Elvis, right? I mean, if you think about a concert, I mean, you go to Vegas, and I've seen Fat Elvis. No offense I don't want to be disrespectful, but we saw Fat Elvis, that's his name, at a restaurant play. A bar in Vegas. And then we went and saw another rendition of Elvis with Blotto when we were there in Vegas. Elvis to see him in concert. The old Elvis, not the new, not the later Elvis. The old Elvis when he was really handsome and belting it out and nothing but a hound dog, baby.
I'm thinking of the the Eddie Murphy jokes when you say that. When he had to. Yeah, for all you youngsters out there, go out there and watch. Was it Delirious or Raw? Watch the Eddie Murphy.
It was Raw.
About Elvis.
It was Raw. Go watch Raw and then go watch Kings of Comedy too. That's another good one. Okay, so what was?
Hold on. Again, this is off the cuff. That's the next topic. That's a good one. We need to talk about real comedians. I like that.
Yeah. But what about so you said what was the one that you said you don't want people to know about? Tell me that again.
Well, we talked about who our first show, what artists and groups that resonate with us that will never leave our influence, but who is it out there that maybe we still like that we're maybe embarrassed by, or we probably isn't very appropriate. I don't know what the word is, but again, who we embarrassed to say that we like their music.
Okay, all right. So because the young people get embarrassed and get offended, and they need a timeout, and they have to go in the corner because they don't want to admit stuff, right? But I'll admit it. Okay, I'm transparent. I don't care.
What you got?
Right. So I'm trying. So let me just tell you, there's an artist who came and all the teeny boppers liked him. And then he went away and then he performed a little bit of criminal activity in Canada. And then he came back and then all of a sudden he sang a song. And I don't know if this was the first song when he came back, but
you're talking about like 90% of the artists right now. So, I mean,
no, I know.
You're boiling the ocean, literally.
I'm boiling. The artist that I don't want anyone to know that I like is Justin Bieber. I mean, he sang that song, Sorry. What was it? Sorry. I was like, oh my gosh, he's back. This Bieber, I got the fever. I mean, this is nice. This Sorry song is pretty off the chart. And then he comes back, and again, you know me, I like features and I like duos. He sang with Despacito. With Daddy, it Daddy Yankee, I think, right? Yeah, my gosh, that thing blew. It was the #1 downloaded song in history. Was Despacito, and it was kicked off by Bieber. So cheers to Justin Bieber. That's what I'm talking about.
All I'm gonna say about that is at 47 minutes and 25 seconds, you said the term something. Bieber. What'd you say? That's going to be the audiogram to talk about this. Bieber is the fever, or whatever you said. I'm gonna use that, and I'm gonna blow that up across the entire internet.
Don't do that. Don't do that. I gotta. Oh man, but Justin Bieber, and then I also don't. I mean, I'm not ashamed to say it, but I also love Adele. I really love Adele.
Adele's amazing,
and I think she's amazing. But again, I can admit it, but some of these young people can't admit it because they're soft, right? Ooh, you don't like Adele? I mean, why do you like Adele? You don't want to like Adele. You want to like this guy or beat their chest. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, Adele is amazing. And I saw her last Instagram post. She's out there working on her health and fitness and getting ready to come back maybe. So shouts out to Adele for what
Did you see her drive through karaoke?
Yes.
Or is that what it's called? No, is it drive by or whatever it's called? That karaoke carpool karaoke. Yeah. She killed it. She killed it. Love it.
Okay, the older Butterini coming through with that.
Oh,
jokes.
Brian,
those are the dad jokes. Really? Come on. Really? Yeah.
That's good though. That's good. That's good.
That's good. Yeah, I'd rather use that. Since I.
What about you? What do you not want to let people know about? Because again, this isn't live, so we're good. You can cut it out if you want, right? So go ahead. What?
Huh? Really? Yeah. Anything that's on the internet, and I work in the industry, it doesn't go away. And Jen's actually responding, so she sees and she knows. Look, the man, and I got to preface it. Did some amazing music. Then he did some things that were terrible. Holy smoke! Just no justification for it at all, right? I mean, no condoning, just terrible. Then he is currently denying everything. But unfortunately, your boy's got videos out there on the internet of him doing these bad things. I'm talking about Robert. How about R. Kelly?
Oh, R. Kelly. Oh man.
Right?
Oh
Look,
gosh.
I like I just said, I'm a disgusting human, but musically, he's incredibly gifted and talented. He's on everything from the mid '80s to the '90s, right? He brought out Aaliyah. He did with a lot of folks, and his music was incredible.
I agree.
I still got some of his songs on that what I call real music on that playlist. Um, but dude, yeah, he is just not a good dude, just not a good guy. So, but
But if you separate that, right? Because you kind of have to sometimes, if you enjoy,
it's
you kind of
tough.
got to
I mean,
separate. But it
it's
is
tough.
tough. It is
Even
tough.
when I like
Yeah.
fire up, like when a woman's fed up, that's one of the songs I got on this playlist of his. I wish you saved me.
Yeah.
Those are
Yeah.
songs talking about morality and goodness and greatness and spirituality. But then when you go out there and you check out the web for what he's done, it's a little different.
It is. But he you liked it, and there's some of those songs like that when you first hear it come on, you just jump up. You
Yeah.
just you just jump up and you're like, that's incredible. Where I was on a houseboat a couple weekends ago, and I
Oh,
see
okay.
some. I was with Grace, and I even see one of my houseboat partners on here as well, Gloria, and we rented a houseboat. We went out and we were playing some music and had a big speaker and all this stuff. It was like six of us, small
Yeah.
group, and what came on was DOC.
Mm.
Like the first thing, y'all ready for this? Remember that? That's how the song
Yeah.
kicks off. Y'all ready for this? And I was like, oh my God, am I ready
Like,
for
wait.
this? You have no idea I'm ready for this right now. It's
Y'all don't know
funky
about
enough.
this. Y'all don't know about this.
So,
Oh,
but
the
they have those.
DOC.
Well, yeah, like Usher with yeah, yeah. I mean, when
Yeah,
that comes on, it's going to be on for 30 more years, right?
yeah, yeah,
Usher's got it. He's got that nailed down.
yeah, yeah. I mean, he
Yeah.
had some problems that some I don't know if they're problems or not, but he had some cases that he caught as well. But again, the music is dominating the conversation. He had the great music. He had some stories. He had some things that happened in his life. Went away for a little while. Now he's starting to come back with some more relevant music. So that's good stuff for sure.
Well, and think
For
about it though. Think about that. Like Hammer. Okay, we talk about Hammer right here, right?
yeah, I've been
You
on
can't
stage
touch
with
that,
that man a number of
right?
times, so I know it.
Like economically, he struggled. He was here in the Bay Area. He
Hmm.
struggled
Hmm.
economically, which he wasn't in the papers like Usher and others. But I just said the papers. Like that is
God,
old school. Like
the
the
papers,
like he
the
was in the
papers.
newspaper. Yeah. But
The newspaper.
a lot of artists struggle. MJ struggled, right? He struggled through
Yeah, yeah,
Tomorrowland or whatever that was, right? We have all this stuff. They struggle, but they can fight through it because they need help and support, and then they can come back and recreate. You know,
yeah, yeah. That's true. That's true. That was good times. I see.
look at Vlado. What's Vlado
Yeah.
saying right now?
Next episode, Blotto, you're the third camera. Okay, you've got some
Well,
things.
he talked about he ditched his CDs. Well, I don't even think you got to ditch all the
CDs.
CDs.
You know,
You got
you
to
still
load up Apple Music or
you still
whatever.
got a bank of CDs somewhere in your storage
Yeah,
shed or something. Some
I
old
do.
old
I do.
old some old eight tracks maybe. Reel to reels. Youngsters don't know about the old reel to reels.
No,
Forty
they don't. They don't.
fives and 33s.
You know what we didn't tap on, because I know we're getting close on time, but what we didn't tap into was what do we not like? Because we're a positive. You and I are like
Yeah,
positive people.
yeah,
Like, man, I
yeah.
love you, man, and that's how it is, and we're
Too.
positive, right? And but let's talk about what we don't like. Let's talk about what we can't stand as it relates
Okay,
to music. All right,
okay.
so I'm gonna start with you since you have a Twitter, and it'll just blow up if you offend anybody, but I
You
don't,
got
so I can
something
say
on your
whatever I
mind there.
want.
It sounds like you.
Yeah.
What don't I don't like? and I alluded to it earlier. So if it's in the hip hop genre, I don't like the mumble rappers. I don't like the folks that are out there not saying anything. I don't like that at all. I think that's short lived. I think that those are the just in it for a minute to get the cash and then go, and they don't have any relevance or any substance. I prefer not to listen to folks who don't appreciate music. I like folks who understand how to play the keyboards, how to play the drums, who know how to read music. You don't have to. I mean, again, obviously, because the voice is a musical instrument in and of itself. But I like musicians as well. You know, like so I mentioned the Alicia Keys is out there, the John Legend,
Yeah.
folks like
Yeah.
that. Um, I think that's the most thing that I would say I don't like. I've been pretty well, dipped in the entire ocean of music just by working for Bill Graham Presents. So I can't say that there's anything particular that I don't like. Least some are least favorites, but there's nothing that I would say I just hate and can't listen to.
Yeah, that was kind of a strong statement. Like,
Yeah,
yeah, I mean,
you mad?
it's not. Yeah, I'm not mad. I'm just, I had a good morning actually.
Go out for another walk after we
I
get
might
done.
have to go for another walk. I had a great
Yeah,
morning this morning. I walked my
yeah.
my daughter's dog and Toto and everything. No, so I guess I don't hate it, but I guess what I meant to say was, if you were to look at your playlists, like what do you have the least of? Right, that's probably it. Like you
Okay,
don't hate
yeah,
it, but you just don't resonate with it. And
yeah, yeah.
I know my friends Heather and Tim and a few others that are on are going to get frustrated with me, but and Emily, and I love you, Emily, but I country music, I just I mean I like kind of Carrie Underwood a little bit, kind of the new age
Yeah.
Jason Aldean a little bit,
You
but
know the
I
names.
just
Listen at you though, but you know
oh
the
yeah,
names.
no, because I respect them, right? I
Okay.
totally respect what they do. Jace, is it something Hayes? Does something Hayes guy? He has a good, cool. So I like one or two songs here and there,
Yeah.
but overall, it's kind of like things. Yeah, Heather knows it. You're not a country guy. I'm sorry. But I respect it, but I just don't have it, and I don't listen to too much. I have a playlist
Yeah.
of country music,
Why?
and there's
So
there's four songs. There's four songs in the playlist.
your old playlist is all of 15 minutes.
Oh,
That's great.
anyway,
No,
all right.
so I agree with you a little bit on that because country is not my favorite, but there's a couple of songs. And these are old school. So like I think is it Travis Tritt? He had a
Yeah,
song. Here's a quarter. Call somebody who cares. I love that title, right?
that's a
So
good concept. That's a good concept, right?
I've
Yeah,
always
yeah.
loved that song. And then there was I had a bad experience with country music because when Jen was first pregnant with Jordan, her very first Mother's Day, before Jordan was born, because of what I had to do with Clear Channel, I had to go work George Strait's event, his concert at the Oakland Coliseum, and it was on Mother's Day. So I had to leave from Sacramento to go all the way to Oakland on Mother's Day to do this hot show. I mean, all day in the heat. Didn't get home until probably after midnight. Uh, so that has a sour spot in my history, just because it could have been any show. It could have been a Snoop show. It could have been a Wayne show or whatever. But just the fact that it was a country show on Mother's Day, and I had to leave my wife on her first Mother's Day, that just didn't work
That
out.
was hard, but you
That
still respect it,
I
right? I
do.
mean, you
Hey,
still
I'm
respect
still
it,
a
yeah,
Travis Tritt. Call somebody who cares. I don't know why I love that.
yeah.
So
Like Grace says, Willie Nelson, isn't he the one that sings "You gotta know when to fold them"?
no,
You know,
that's not
my,
that's
my,
not that's not Willie Nelson.
that's not Willie Nelson. My son needs to learn that one. My son needs to learn know when to fold them. That's what I'm saying. Because when we talk about
But
finance,
that is Kenny though.
yeah, Kenny. When we talk about finance, we're going to talk about know when to fold them. That's what I'm saying. So we'll talk about that. Oh man. So what about the
So
blues?
let me the blue. Okay,
Oh yeah, yeah.
We need more than an hour, you know,
I
because
know, I know. This is crazy. Yeah,
time flies, right? Time flies. Uh,
yeah,
but that's a good thing, right? We sit here and we just blab and talk. We got a little bit of a structure around the show. I want we write a few things down, but next thing you know, we've been online for 65 minutes talking about Adele, Too Short, and Tupac.
yeah.
When have those three ever been in the same conversation?
Yeah, I like them. I like them. But we have to talk about future shows, right? Because this is like me and you just sitting back on a Zoom call, just hanging out. This is the conversation that we wanted to have. There's a lot of stuff going on in the world and
Yeah,
all the
yeah.
drama and all that stuff. Put
But
that
you can't call
aside. Yeah.
you can't call it Zoom because I'm working specifically with this platform and it's not Zoom.
Oh,
this
got it,
is
got it, got it, got it, got it. Yeah, yeah.
you
I
don't
meant FaceTime or what?
no
Can I say that? I can't say that
no
either.
it's neither one of those, right? So
Okay, all right.
I'll talk to you a little off air about that. But you're ruining my
I'm sorry.
advertising revenue and
I'm
everything.
sorry. I'm about as tech. So we need to have a show on technology because I apologize to StreamYard because
There you go.
I am like the least techno. I don't have any social media, none of that. So StreamYard, you are awesome. James is awesome. This platform is awesome. But guess what? There are other platforms, just like there are other companies, and I apologize. But yeah, my bad.
Trying
My
to
bad.
save face there. Trying to save
Yeah,
face.
yeah. But we got to talk about future shows.
Yes,
Future
sir.
shows.
Yes, sir. We got to do something. We got to sell these or give away these. Got some show swag. You see it?
Yeah, look at
Actually got
that. We got
stickers.
stickers. We got
Dude,
stickers in the house.
we're big time when we got stickers.
I like
Appreciate you,
that.
Jess, for giving me the discount code on that. We got show stickers. I got a ton of them here. So
So we have a laundry list of things that we could talk about. We can
we
talk
do.
about a
We do.
ton of things. Obviously, we need to talk about technology. So I'll shut up and not talk about other companies other than StreamYard. Um, but we have to talk about what else. I mean, we got a ton of things. We get sports, finance, technology. Um, we gotta figure it out. You know.
We know we're going to talk finance because that's. I mean, you're itching, right? You want to break down PE ratios. You want to break down spiders. You want to talk it all. I know because
Yeah,
you've
James.
got me watching CNBC on that TV all day every day. When I'm not on this computer doing a Zoom, I'm watching CNBC over there.
Well, I think Too Short had a lot to do with it because he put that dollar sign in my head back in '87. But boy, making money is important the right way, right? So we definitely need to talk about how to make money, how to spend it right, how to help the community, how to help things, with what you get and be blessed with. But I also don't want to have our audience go from 400 down to 4,
Yeah, yeah.
right?
Because we
Because
got boring or we got too serious and too dull. Right, right.
yeah, we don't want to talk about the fact that nobody has checks anymore, and
Oh
writing a
no,
check,
how to write a check the right
how to
way?
write a check.
Right? Remember?
Yeah.
Make sure and cover up this account number.
Yeah. Just the fact that you have a checkbook that close to your desk is scary, man. That
Old
is
school.
scary.
You see the bank that's represented there too. I'm representing. I'll just leave that right there. Okay.
Yeah.
Boy.
Hey, Vlado had a good idea. We need to give away stickers and T-shirts to those people that actually show up to the show. That may be a good idea, but we have to get some suggestions. We'll think about it. We'll
We'll
think
figure it
about it.
out. We've got a laundry list of stuff we do. We'll figure it out and we'll kind of gauge over the next couple of days what's the next conversation. But at the end of the day, this is all about you, not about us. This is us giving you an opportunity to take a minute, breathe, exhale, enjoy. Talk to us. We don't know anything, but we still like to have a conversation and just have some fun because there's so much going on in the world that's relevant, and you have to have those conversations. But yet and still, you have to have a good balance in life. So with that, I'm good. You good, Tim?
Yeah, I think you're right. The balance is important. We have to be good to each other. Doesn't matter which background you're from or where you live or where you're from. We got to be good to each other. We got to do good for each other, man. I mean, we got to be safe out there, peaceful, and to your point, we got to spread some good. So that's a takeaway for everybody on this call. These youngsters is, spread some good out there, and we have to deal with the bad too, right? You can't just ignore it. We got to face it. But spread some good. Give someone a hug today if you can, if it's not COVID related, or give them an elbow bump or something, or
give the old school kid and play.
Yeah, give the old school kid and play with the foot. But or the takeaway today could be turn on your Apple Music or whatever music system streaming you live and try something new. Listen to something new. Like I'm going to go on right now and I'm going to go check out some new country stuff. So be different. Be different. No, I'm not. You're right. You're right. I'm going to go for another walk.
There you go. All right, brother. I'll talk to you in a little bit. Be good, dude. Later.
Peace out.